For years now, Japan has been the most requested setting for the Forza Horizon games. People have been begging playground games to finally give us this setting. You know it, I know it, and most of all, Playground Games knows it. They know that people have been begging for this setting for so long. And after so many years of requests, will Forza Horizon 6 finally be the one? I guess we will have to wait until the Xbox conference later this year to find out the location that Forza Horizon 6 might be set in. But until then, because of the beautiful and the amazing hard work of community members, we have some amazing, beautiful and traditional custom maps in Forza Horizon 5, which might show us what Japan might look like in the Forza engine. So without further ado, let's dive in and take a look at these amazing maps. And if you enjoy this video, guys, then please subscribe, as less than 1% of the people watching my videos are actually subscribed, and I would love to have you on this journey with me. First up, we have Zhen Inaka by Josie, and I'm playing the day version. Now, I'm not the best at Japanese, but the translation for Zhen Inaka, as far as I know, would be a rural setting or a rural village, which is good for peace and meditation. So rolling in right here on the sides, you can see the outskirts of the temple and this rural place. It looks absolutely beautiful, it looks traditional, and Josie has done an absolutely beautiful job when it comes to the designing of these assets. Starting off, first we have this little driveway here, which is adorned with vegetation and trees on both sides, gives us a beautiful look of the buildings and greets us with what is a pleasantly warm and peaceful atmosphere. And again, I am completely blown away by the insane amount of detail in here, from the colors to the textures of the building, as well as the small pillars and small wooden walls to the right. And these lamps, everything looks so Japanese that it's almost unrecognizable that this is Forza Horizon 5. We also have this little staircase which feels like climbing a Japanese temple, going up between these two buildings, which also looks absolutely beautiful. Coming up, we do have a pillar and then a turn, after which we have a little hilly area over here and buildings on both sides. These do seem like houses to me. Traditional rural houses which look absolutely beautiful. They are adorned with slight decorations which also look really beautiful. And finally, coming up in front of us is this massive Japanese temple. Such intricate craftsmanship on this temple actually. Everything from its walls to its floor as well as the rooftops. It looks so damn beautiful. The first time that I saw this temple, it completely took my breath away with how beautiful it was. And of course guys, we have our 2020 Toyota Super GR that we are driving here, perfectly fit for this Japanese setting, I would say. And then moving on, we have something like of these toga gates, like gates in Japan which signify the entrance of a shrine. And then we have this pathway coming up right here, and this path is completely adorned with vegetation as well as these flower decorations on the top, and this small driveway here which leads us outside the building. Honestly, this was one of the most beautiful Forza Horizon maps, and I think it was also featured in the festival playlist a couple of years ago. And this map takes my breath away every single time. Absolutely phenomenal work by Josie. The amount of details and the authentic accuracy towards Japanese culture in this map is absolutely phenomenal. Next up, we have Otoribashi, which is another beautiful Japanese map by Gabriel Zael. This one in fact was featured in one of the recent festival playlists in the Lunar New Year. And right off the bat here, we have these massive Japanese traditional gates which signify the entrance of this particular shrine. On the right side here, we have tons of smaller shrine type places adorned with lanterns. And of course, I'm playing the night version here, and it looks absolutely beautiful in the snow. And we have this little downhill climb right here and some nice looking sakura type trees and vegetation. And taking this slight turn, we have these massive buildings with some neon Japanese characters engraved on the walls right here. And this also looks like a place for meditation and place for worship, and it looks gorgeous and it really projects the image of being a peaceful place. And right up here in front of us we have this massive temple again, and this temple feels like a place where a lot of people gather for worship. And it's closed right now because it's the night, and we have these sakura trees on the left and the right, and honestly it looks so beautiful. Like imagine Forza Horizon 6 looking like this. And we also have NPCs walking around and worshipping and doing their thing. Moving on, we have a little bridge right up here as we move forward from the temple, and we have some kind of garden on both sides with more of these shrines and these gates. And moving on from below this bridge, these lamps which are adorning the side of the road look absolutely beautiful. And you can see all the mountains in the distance and the temple in the distance, and we are now right above the bridge. It looks phenomenal. I have no words to praise the master craftsmanship of all of these people who craft all these beautiful event lab maps. Look at this pretty place where we have looks like mango trees which have covered like an entrance tunnel to this particular place. And then we have this slight turn, more vegetation, and what looks like a tunnel coming up right here. And we have nice little view of the place in this particular tunnel. And you can see all these candles and lanterns in these little shrines, which is immaculate detail. Honestly, I have no words for this map. I'm imagining Forza Horizon 6 with maps like these, where you have all these roads up and down a hill full of traditional temples, and you can see these little houses right here, maybe for the temple staff and the people who live here. Just beautiful. Like imagine Japanese mountains in Forza Horizon 6 and you're drifting. Honestly, maps like these just make me want a Forza Horizon Japan more than anything else in my life. Massive shout out to Mr. Gabriel for making this immaculate map full of so much intricate details, so beautiful, so phenomenal. So much love to him, man. Now the final map of the day that we will be looking at is a Tuge map called Mount Kirino Day by ZN63550. So we have our R34 Nissan Skyline right here. If you don't know what Tuge is basically that it refers to these narrow uphill and downhill curved roads. Look at these houses right here, and we have the lake here. It looks absolutely beautiful, and this narrow passage going through all these trees and these pillars on the left. The lake looks phenomenal. So anyway, what I was saying was, if you don't know what Tuge is Tuge refers to roads with lots of twists and turns, basically curved roads which go up and down a hill in Japan. And these are pretty narrow roads. And what is said is that these Tuges were actually the birthplace of drift racing in Japan. So drift racing actually originated from these Tuges in Japan. My skills are pretty trash at drifting, so excuse me. I would love to drift the Skyline, but it's mostly has an off-road build on it. I just wanted to drive it on these Tuges because it is an R34, one of the most legendary cars from Japan. And this map is just phenomenal. If you have drift skills that aren't trash like me, then I think you will enjoy this map a lot. It looks absolutely phenomenal, and like you can see these landscapes, you can see all these high walls. This looks very Asian, and I also live in Asian hilly areas. So this actually feels a lot like home to me because the place I live in is quite similar. Can you imagine the skills of racers who actually drift down these narrow roads? Absolutely insane. Like, I'm having trouble drifting down these roads in a video game. Imagine the people who make perfect drifts on these narrow passages. It's hard to find these type of maps in, previous Forza Horizon games. Like, I don't think Australia or the UK or Mexico would have such downhill, narrow maps. And this is the beauty of Japan, right? I'm not saying it's better than anything that came before. I'm not saying Japan is or any Asian setting for the macro is better than any European or American setting, but it's just the diversity of car culture throughout the world which captivates my eyes so much. Like a Forza Horizon game in Japan would be so different from Horizon games of previous times because of the massive difference in car culture as well as the massive difference in topography and geography. So we are almost here at the end of the map downhill. Beautiful Touge map right here. Epic, just phenomenal. And look at this, we have a little petrol station right here. This fuel station looks awesome, guys. It's right here before the exit of the map. Again, it blows me away how talented most of these community made map makers are. I wish all of these people the best of luck. And finally, here we are at the exit. So we took a look at 3 maps in this particular video. I've tried to focus on traditional maps, maps which focused on the nature as well as a bit of traditional rural locations in Japan. I do plan to make some future videos which would be focusing more on modern cities, what cities in a future Forza Horizon Japan might look like. So if you want to watch something like that, please subscribe. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And as always, I hope all of you have a great day full of positivity and happy gaming, guys.